Hello and welcome to Victoriana. It's the beginning of February. We've actually had 3 dry days in a row, which I think is the first time we've had 3 dry days in a row this year. Obviously we're in the prop. It's that busy time of year for propagating. A lot of the hardwood cuttings are being done now, and now we're starting to fill the beds up with other sowings. So we've got some chilies here. This is the second batch of sweet peas. The other ones, the larger ones, are behind us. Fuchsia cuttings which are ready to come off the heat, brassicas that were sown at the end of last week and they're germinating nicely. Over on the other side we've got onion seedlings that have germinated and starting to push away. They've had their top dressing of compost, so they look a little bit knocked about at the moment, but they'll pick up. This week coming we'll be doing tomato sowing and quite a few pretties as well, and then following on with some more veg. So I should think by the end of this week all our prop beds will be full right up, which is what we want. And obviously if we can have some nice bright weather as well, it'll help with the seedlings keeping nice and small as well, rather than growing all long and leggy. So yeah, really busy time of the year here in the prop, and quite a busy time around the nursery as well. And I'll give you a quick run round of what we're doing. So as I say, January's been a pretty busy month for propagation. Here we are looking at some grape cuttings, and then they go into other hardwood cuttings and they go on all the way down there. They're not on heat, they're just in the heated house, so that'll give them a little bit extra. They don't need basal heat. Elsewhere in this heated house it's pretty full up. We're taking fuchsia cuttings, as you've seen, and we're also going to start potting on fuchsias this week. So we're already underway for the spring, and of course spring isn't that far away now. Now this is one project that we've been meaning to do for a few years, and this year we're going to get it done. We've already started clearing the ground ready, and this is where we're going to plant a mini vineyard. So we're going to put 5 or 10 of each of the varieties of grapes that we sell in here, which will obviously give us a lot of cutting material for us, but it also gives us 1 or 2 grapes as well. So we get the rest of this area cleared off and then think about planting it. We probably won't plant until April actually, but it's one of those jobs that we can fit in between other jobs to gradually get it all cleared down. So here on the vegetable garden things don't look an awful lot different to they did at the beginning of January. January's been such a wet month, and then we had the snow, and basically we haven't been able to get on and get out here. So hopefully, if we can, we'll get on and get quite a bit dug over. We've started putting some chip down the paths. We've got a fresh raspberry bed there that we'll hopefully get planted up as well. But all depends on the weather, but there's an awful lot to do out here, and like I say, we want to get on now. And another area and another big job that we want to get done this spring. We aimed to do it last year, but time ran away with us and we didn't. This is just behind the veg garden and next to the veg tunnel, and we started taking holes out last spring. Obviously we've got quite a bit of work to do to catch back up to where we were, but we're aiming to get this planted out with fruit trees. And once again, we may get some in this month, we may get some in next month, but definitely by the end of April this should all be planted out with fruit trees. So we'll have an orchard that you can all come and have a wander around, which will be quite fun, I think. Here in the top house we remain pretty chocker, which is as to be expected for this time of year. The snow we had in January wasn't too bad, so we didn't need to run any heat to melt snow off the roof of the greenhouse, and the snow supports weren't really needed. But obviously winter's not over yet, so we might see some more, so everything will stay as is and ready. Down here we've got a few early crops, so we've got some carrots, we've also got some peas hiding behind some trees there, and running over here we've got a row of climbing peas already in, and they're on the move. Obviously light levels are low, so things are a bit slow in growth, and similarly obviously we're ventilating in here so that we can keep everything back, and so that everything is as we like to have, ready for planting out straight away when it's dispatched. But yeah, as I say, it's chocker in here at the moment. So up here in the bare root pen area, which is basically where we store all our lifted bare root fruit and hedging, etc. through the winter months, and it's all strawed in and wood chipped into pens, which makes it an awful lot easier for us to actually lift and dispatch through the winter months. But you can actually see there's quite a few gaps appearing, which is good for us. But from everyone else's point of view, of course, it is a good indication that yes, we are the beginning of February, but we really do need to start thinking about any fruit that you're hoping to get in this year, and hedging as well, because on some varieties we've already sold out, and others we're getting pretty close to. So the snow's gone now, the weather's cheered up enough, and it is an excellent time for planting fruit trees and bare root hedging and other soft fruits, etc. So you really need to be planning and thinking about that now. So that's about it for February. As you can see, it's going to be a busy month for us, not helped by the fact that the snow and ice in January has also damaged the path on the way into the nursery, so we've had to lift some of the stones, and we're going to have to relay this. But one benefit of that, I guess, is it sort of prompted us to think about redesigning the whole frontage here, and with a bit of luck we're going to take these bits and pieces out along here. Simon's going to put in a big arbour, and we're going to run some grapes through, so that'll be quite an exciting project. Whether we actually get it all done in February, I doubt very much, because it is such a busy month. But it's certainly something that we're going to start thinking about, and maybe start grubbing everything out for that. The other thing I wanted to show you, which is not for February but is going to start in March, is this is my grandfather's gardening diary from 1950 through to 1952. It's called Garden Notes, appropriately, and we've decided that what we're going to do is we're going to transcribe this and blog it on our website, so you can see what was going on in 1950 in a traditional garden. So that's something that will be beginning at the beginning of March, but obviously something to be looking out for. So that's it really for the beginning of February, and we'll catch up later at the beginning of March.